think he's got some very good choices. And I also think he needs to take whatever time he needs to make the choice. He has to have somebody that would be ready to be our president.
Wow, so good to see her again. 2016 candidate Hillary Clinton giving her 2 cents on the presumptive nominee of Joe Biden's VP search. This is fellow Obama administration alum Susan Rice reportedly emerges as one of the top contenders for the spot. She sold her Netflix stock over the weekend. But our next guest says the former national security advisor would be, quote, dangerous for America. Joining us now is Florida Congressman Michael Waltz. And he says it's personal. In what way is Susan Rice, with all her foreign policy experience, dangerous?
Brian, as a Green Beret, I was fighting terrorism from Africa to Afghanistan, all over the world. And I was on the front lines of Susan Rice's poor judgment, bad policy. She would be bad for our military and dangerous for this country. I had to lead the search for Bowe Berghdal, where men died looking for him. He abandoned his unit. And then to see Susan Rice declaring him a hero who served with honor and distinction, after all of that was just a slap in the face for me, and it was a slap in the face for everyone who was out there looking for him. But bigger picture, you know, she had a broader issue of tying our hands with restrictive ROE, of refusing to call a terrorist, calling them an extremist instead, and then years after year of cutting the military's budget. She would move our foreign policy backwards, right, not forwards.
And just ask where you stand on the Iranian deal. She's basically one of the architects of that.
Well, let's walk around the world. She was responsible for the worst of the Obama-Biden foreign policy. Russia on the march, China on the march in the South China Sea, the Iran deal, embracing Cuba, embracing Venezuela, ignoring North Korea and their missile and nuclear program. There was just issue after issue. I think at the end of the day, Brian, you know, she, Biden, Obama, they see America as a big part of the problem, not a part of the solution. So it was pull back and apologize. We cannot have that with the kind of threats that we're facing around the world. All of the issues that we are now dealing with China trying to become a world power, again, Russia invading Crimea, Ukraine, all of those issues were born under her and the Obama administration.
Right.
And now we've taken 4 years to try to dig out of that hole.
She said to President Obama, pushed him to do the Libya thing, and there was no, after Gaddafi's taken out, there was no plan. And as of last week, the Russians are in there and now setting up their missile defense system inside Tripoli. Unbelievable. So that's what is a finalist.
Let's not forget Benghazi. And that debacle,
Gotcha.
And then Syria, the worst civil war ever with ISIS 2.0. It would just be a total debacle to have her as vice president, and again, a slap in the face.
I guess the opposite's research was just done. Meanwhile, this story just breaking. The Senate committee chaired by Senator Ron Johnson has subpoenaed the FBI director, Christopher Wray, for all the documents that Michael Horowitz had, the Inspector General, and beyond, as it has to do with the transition of power and the Russia investigation. They don't want to see necessarily Wray. They want to see all the documents. Michael, why is it taking so long? What's going on here?
I don't understand why there hasn't been accountability for these agents that abuse the FISA process. You know, Brian, that's the heart of our democracy. That's a process that allows the U.S. government to turn its powers on its U.S. citizens. But in the transition, that is also such a fragile time for our republic. I was in the Bush transition to Obama, and President Bush said, roll out the red carpet. We are a nation at war. And then to come to find out that Susan Rice, Biden, and others were obstructing and not giving information, and then investigating an incoming president and his administration using the powers of the FBI. There is a lot to answer for. This should have been done a long time ago, and every document should be handed over.
And maybe the CIA. And by the way, not only did you guys clear the way, President Bush was talking to the future President Obama about TARP, about bailing out the car industry, wanted to make sure they were on the same page. That's a big difference. That's called class and putting America first. Michael, thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, Brian.